Let's talk about money stress. But, probably not the kind you see all over social media. We're going to look at the quiet, invisible kind of financial anxiety, the one that lives in your head even when your life looks perfectly fine from the outside.
And this, right here, really gets to the heart of it. We're not talking about the dramatic, viral story of losing everything. We're talking about that persistent, low-level hum of worry that just follows you around day after day. It's the kind of stress that doesn't make for a big headline, but it's the reality for so many of us.
This is the stress of living in what you could call the messy middle. You're not starving, right? But you're definitely not secure. You're surviving, but you probably wouldn't say you're thriving. And that middle ground, that constant feeling of just being a little unsteady, that's where this specific anxiety just takes root and grows.
Now, what's really wild is how this reality gets completely ignored on social media. I mean, online, money has become this performance of extremes. You're either a massive success, posting all your wins, or you're in some kind of dramatic crisis. There's almost no space for the reality that most of us are actually living in.
This is that in-between space where so many of us live. From the outside, you look okay. You're getting by, you're paying your bills, but on the inside, you're just holding it all together, kind of hoping nothing comes along to mess up that very delicate balance.
And that feeling of just getting by, well, it leads to a really crucial distinction. There's a huge difference between being okay and actually feeling safe. And that gap right there is where this anxiety truly lives and breathes. I mean, just think about the difference here. Being okay is functional, right? You're meeting your obligations, you're surviving. But feeling safe? That's emotional. It's being able to actually take a deep breath knowing you have a cushion. It's that feeling of being protected from whatever life might decide to throw at you. And without that feeling of safety, any peace you have feels temporary, and your confidence is just incredibly fragile.
And all of this creates one of the heaviest parts of the whole experience. It's not always about the numbers in your bank account, but about the constant, completely exhausting mental load that comes with it.
And that's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's a nonstop inner monologue. It's this cycle of what-if scenarios that are just running in the background of everything you do, interrupting a movie, a conversation, even your sleep. Your mind is constantly scanning for threats. A weird noise from the car, a flicker from the fridge, and boom, suddenly it's a potential crisis, and your brain is already calculating the cost and all the fallout. And then the fear gets bigger. You start to worry about how a single life event, an illness, an injury, could completely derail the fragile stability you fought so hard to build. And underneath it all, there's this deep, nagging fear that no matter how hard you work, you'll always be playing catch-up, forever just one step behind where you feel like you need to be. And that's the result, right? This constant mental work literally robs you of genuine rest. You wake up tired, not because your body hasn't slept, but because your mind never, ever stopped working. It's an exhaustion that sleep just can't fix. So this invisible stress, it doesn't just make you tired. It has a direct and really damaging impact on your self-worth and your confidence in what you can do. You look around, you see what other people are doing, and you start to internalize this feeling of being behind. You turn these huge systemic challenges and the randomness of life into personal failings, asking yourself, what did I do wrong? And the result of all that self-doubt, you start to shrink. That feeling of being behind makes you hesitate, it makes you doubt your own dreams. You become afraid of wanting too much because the fear of failure just feels way too heavy to carry. And this brings us to what might just be the most corrosive, most difficult part of this entire experience. The intense shame of feeling like you're not where you're supposed to be in life.
So here's the thing about shame. It's sneaky. It pretends to be motivation, whispering that you should be further along. But unlike real motivation, which pushes you forward, shame does the exact opposite. It paralyzes you. It makes you want to hide, and it convinces you that you are the problem.
It is so important to remember this. These struggles are not just personal failings. We're all dealing with tough economic systems, the complete unpredictability of life, and the simple truth that real, sustainable growth just takes time. It's not a race.
So that's the thought I really want to leave you with. What could actually change if you replace that constant, nagging shame with just a little more grace? What new energy could you find if you weren't carrying the invisible weight of judging yourself every single day?